So I titled this video Harry Kane is finished only because of the reason that I feel that he's not going to live up to the standard that most people set for him or what people expect out of him, you know. I'm not saying that he's finna retire or whatever, or he's done for, but I feel like he's not gonna reach that elite level that supposedly he's going to reach, or continue to pick up those accolades like he has in the past few years. And I say this because we see this with his latest injury. It was like a hamstring tear, I don't know, off of something really simple. Like if we saw that playback or that replay, it was just a little tap in, but I don't know, somewhere where he stretched his foot, or his leg, it just tore or something. I'm not so sure what the injury is. I'm not so sure what is how bad it was, but it is a bad look on the team. It is affecting them right now. I think they played today. They tied against Watford, and Watford looked way more aggressive than they did. And they are missing their number 9. They are missing their main man. And especially this team, which has been in a drought for like this whole season, at the beginning of the season, and compared to last season, where they just don't look like they used to. They don't look like the team that qualified for the Champions League final. They don't look like the team that was on the come up, you know, something that was new. Even though, in my opinion, it was more of a fairy tale story than actual accolades and actual work that was being put in, and actually them beating top tier teams other than Manchester City, which I feel like was a fluke, because if it wasn't for VAR, they would not be in that Champions League final. But other than that, they got through, they did it, they lost to Liverpool, you know, it's what everybody expected. But like I said, Harry Kane, I feel like is done, because he just doesn't have it like he used to. And what I mean by this is he's not the best number 9 anymore. I'm not going to say that he's ever been the best number 9, but I just don't feel like he's going to reach those goal scoring tallies that he used to get way back in his earlier years, especially when he was winning the golden boot or the golden shoe of the Premier League, which was like in the seasons 15 and 16, and then 16 and 17, where I think he scored 25 his first season where he won it, and then the next one he scored like 29 goals, which is very impressive, and it got all the English fans super hyped on him. And I mean, you could see why, you know, because the talented forward, he looked decent on the ball, he could really strike it from anywhere. He's really talented on his strike. He's really good heading the ball. He's good kind of linking up the play. You know, he has a lot of accolades that a lot of people look up to him, and they think he's going to be England's number 9. And that's what like a lot of people want. They want that goal scorer. That goal scorer is like the main man of the soccer team. Everybody wants to be around him. Everybody wants to hype him up. Everybody wants to look at him, because he's the one that's scoring in all the goals and getting all the accolades and getting all the rewards and trophies and things like that. The golden shoes, whatever. And they're the ones that are mostly being talked about when it's in a conversation of who's the best player or whatever. But Harry Kane has suffered a lot of injuries, and I bring this up because I feel like this is one of the main reasons why I feel he's kind of finished. Because if we just look at throughout his career, he's picked up some horrible injuries, especially in his ankles. This was like way back in that 15-16 season where he won his first golden boot, where he got this ankle tear, or he twisted his ankle. I'm not so sure what it was. And I think it was like an Elite Cup game, and there he was out for a few weeks or whatever. And then this next injury was, I think, in the season after, in the 16-17 season, and this one was even worse, where they were playing Bournemouth and he was going for a ball, and the keeper came out and he got tangled up with him, and he also caught his ankle. And I think it's the same. I think it's the left one this time. The other one was the right one. Or no, it actually is the right one. If we're looking at the replay right here, it was the right one, and it's a gruesome tackle. You know, it's horrible, and he was out also for quite a couple of weeks or months, I think. I'm not so sure, but I mean, if you just see the picture, you can see how gruesome it is. And he suffered some very bad injuries, and especially on his ankles. So like, I feel like his body is not gonna hold up towards a long career, or maybe the longevity that it should, because I feel like he really is focused in the team, and he really wants to give it his all. And in most tackles, he's getting pushed, or he's getting he pushes himself way to the limit, where he's putting himself in these circumstances where these players or these keepers or these defenders have to make these gruesome tackles. Because the same thing we could think about was in that game against Manchester City, where he also got injured, and it was another ankle injury, and this time it was on the left one, on his left leg. And if he's getting injured on each ankle and then now it's his hamstring, it's just looking like Ronaldo to me, Ronaldo Nazario, the first Ronaldo, not the one that right now. You could just see how gruesome it is, like how hard he gets hit in that ankle. And this is probably the main reason why I think he's also not going to be able to contribute, because you just see that in that season as well, last season, he was just cheering from the sidelines. And I mean, all these injuries were a product of, I feel like, of him, where there's balls where he should just let them go out. That one against Manchester City, if he would have let it go out, he probably would have kept on playing the rest of the season. Same one with the one that was in the League Cup. Maybe in the Bournemouth game, he could have let that one go, but it's better decision making. If he doesn't make these bright decisions, if he doesn't think that, oh, just let the ball go out, let this. I know you have to give the full commitment and you have to want it and whatever, but you got to see the chances that you can get. And you got to protect yourself, because if you want to be playing this game for a long time, you got to think quick, and you got to be on your toes on whatever instance. And I feel like it may be this decision making that Harry Kane is actually lacking. It could be one of these type of attributes, these mental attributes that he probably doesn't really get criticized for. And I know he's got the talent, because the talent's there. Like he's like a poacher. If he's in the box, he can score any type of goal with his head, with his foot, left foot, whatever. Take on the defender and just hit it in, whip it from outside the box, whatever. But like now with this surgery, and now with the news that he's probably going to be out for like 4 months, 3 months, I have no idea if it's until March or April. And then the Euros coming up, like you can also see that that's going to be a problem for him. I don't think he's going to be England's number one. In my opinion, he shouldn't be, because there's better players in the team right now. I feel like Marcus Rashford should get the nod to be the number 9, because he's actually coming up with goals. And not just with the England circumstance, also in his team in Tottenham right now, they're looking at other prospects to fill in the void, because they really do need someone, and they need Piatek. In my opinion, that would probably maybe be a good signing. Even they've looked at Marlos or Morelos, I think, from Rangers, and it could have even costed Pochettino's job. I feel like it was the whole dressing room as a whole. A lot of the players weren't believing in him anymore, and they just didn't have that motivation to continue after losing that big final. And like I said, the main thing is he's just not going to be that number 9 that England is waiting for. I feel like that time has passed. He kind of hit like that peak really early, because I feel like he was doing those accolades. He was having those trophies very early in his career when he was like 23, 24. I'm not so sure how old he is right now. I think he's like 26, 27 maybe 25. I'm not so sure, but I don't feel like he has it anymore. And even though he won it in the World Cup, those goals for me, they weren't like of a really great striker, you know, one that like chipped off his foot or whatever. And then like I think 3 of them were penalties. And then other than that, the other goals that he made, I mean, if we just look at the table right now, he's not even anywhere in sight. He's in 7th place and he has 11 goals, which is really respectable. But a lot of players are going to be having a lot of more goals. And then by the time he comes back in March or April, I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Jamie Vardy. Who knows if it even is going to be Jamie Vardy? Who knows if Aubameyang is going to be first, or I have no idea who else is on for him. Maybe Sergio Aguero, maybe Mane starts coming up, because that guy's speeding through. And then if we look at the other seasons where Salah won, I mean just last season where it was a 3-way tie with Sadio Mane, Aubameyang, and Salah, Harry Kane was tied in 6th place with 17 goals, where he tied with Raheem Sterling, which is a really low stat. I mean, I think he could reach that maybe for this season, but it's a really low stat, because if we look at the year before, he was almost tying with Mohamed Salah. He was going to try to beat him with the goals, and he had 30 goals, which is really great. That's a really great output. But like I said, he just keeps on digressing. Like each year he was going progressively on top with his stats. Like he had 30 this season, which I think this was the 18, 17, and then in the what is this, the 17. Oh, if we just look at the 2 seasons where he won, the 15, 16, and the 16, 17, you can see that he had 25 and 29. Then the season after, he had 30. So, like, that's what I'm trying to say. He was going up and up, and then he just started progressing down and down. And, I mean, this season, it could be even lower than 17 goals. And then the next season, what's going to happen? He might pick up another injury. And, so I'm not saying that he's totally finished, but if he doesn't keep that mentality up, if he doesn't get that game plan to not chase every single ball that you don't really have to chase, I mean, who knows if he's going to be able to last as long as people hopefully think he will. The talent is there. I'm not denying the talent, but the mentality has to be there as well. So that's it for me. That's all I got to say on this video. Hope you like and subscribe, and peace out.